Today I'm going to be trying some bootleg makeup from Temu. So this is makeup that clearly either the makeup itself, so the formula, or at the very least the product packaging is just an outright copy of some other makeup brand that you can get at Ulta or Sephora. So let's get into this. And I'm calling it bootleg instead of like a dupe, because I feel like these products are actual outright copies as opposed to trying to just dupe it and be similar but do their own thing with it and then have their own branding. So you'll see when we get into this. And now that my hair is back, and all I have on is sunscreen, so we'll see how that works. I haven't used like a tinted moisturizer. I just put sunscreen on. But why is my face and my shoulder, like my face does not tan? That bothers me. All right. So first we have this by Tuz, I guess you could say, 7cc 3 Rainbow Primer. And it says makeup base, uniforms skin color. Light and refreshing, comfortable and breathable, carrying moisturizing skin, replenish moisture of the skin, refines pores, helps to get skin ready for makeup, and helps makeup to be more resistant. Okay. So the green would cancel out red, the peach would cancel out kind of any more bluer undertones, and then the purple would be yellow of the Stila One Step Corrector. But also, She Glam has their own version of this. You can go on Amazon and find these everywhere, but I don't think any of the ones on Amazon are necessarily the original. That's what it looks like, all pumped out. Nothing too impressive, it just blends all the colors together. And then it kind of just ends up being a skin color. At least my skin color. See, it's pretty close. So let's put this on. We'll see what it does to helps kind of cover up that pimple there and the redness that I can get around my nose. And then my under eyes, because I didn't get like any color correctors or anything like that, or eyeliners. Just gotta rely on this. I have to say this feels it feels like a foundation to me. It maybe more like a CC cream or a BB cream. I mean, it says 7cc on it, so I definitely feel like it feels like you could just wear it by itself. Here, I wanted to just rub it on where I'm a little bit tanner to try to see how it rubs into. Does it have like a cast or anything? Do we see? I don't know if I see like a white cast or anything like that. Just seeing how it would blend out. I mean, it blends into my skin, but I'm pretty pale. Just trying to figure out if it would work for at least someone who's more of a medium light skin tone. I do feel like if you have a deeper skin tone, it might give like a little bit of a white cast. Because I do think, there is some pigment and color to it, obviously. I think my pimples obviously still there. But I do think it did get rid of some of the redness around my nose. My eyes, maybe slightly or better. But again, it has the feeling of like a BB cream or a CC cream, not like a heavy full coverage foundation, but it does kind of give that foundation feel as opposed to a primer. And it's just because it feels like a thicker cream. It doesn't feel, there's no light, it's not light or watery or anything like that. Alrighty, so maybe next we should do the foundation. So this one I felt like it was a Fenty copy. I keep wanting to say dupe, but I really don't. I feel like that's incorrect. Now this says concealer, but I typed in foundation and this came up. But a lot of times, like with Temu, they just do all the keywords. You'll see that with Amazon too. It's like every single keyword in the title and all of that, just so it will show up in searches, whether it kind of belongs in that category or not. This is Shikoti. I'm gonna guess. All right. I don't know if it's gonna show the name. But I felt like it's so tiny. I didn't realize how tiny it was when I bought it, but it looks kind of a little bit. It reminds me of the. Let me see here. What is specifically is the foundation called? It's the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. I feel like this bottle looks like a mini like little travel version of it, and I got all they had was shade number 3, and this is clearly not my shade. I don't even know if it would work on my tan area, like when I'm tan, because I feel like it's too warm for me. It's way too warm. I kind of blend it out okay on my shoulder. I definitely, unfortunately, can't use it as a foundation. Maybe we should try to use it as a bronzer and just use it to warm up the face. Let's see here. What brush do I want to use? I used to use bronzer like crazy in high school, especially since my face doesn't tan. Like I just feel like my shoulder and my face are two different people. You know, I don't know why my face will not tan. It will burn. I have to have sunscreen. I know you're not supposed to mix your sunscreen with foundation, but it's always worked for me because it stops me from burning. My face will burn. My nose will peel and come right off. So I've always just felt like, it must be working. I don't know, the type of sunscreen I'm buying, maybe it works for that. Or I'm putting enough of it on. But I guess the ultimate test will be aging. Okay, I think it's working as a bronzer. I have to say, it doesn't seem to be intensely full coverage, so it really, you're able to really sheer it out and blend it, which helps with the color not matching. I have to say, I didn't realize how warm, like orangey this was when I saw the shade, and they only had shade number 3, and I was like, maybe a little too dark, but it looks like it could work. The warmth that it has, instead of on the picture, it looked kind of peachy pinky. And I was like, okay, that will work for me. I'm, more of a pinker, cooler undertone. So, should do something, right? Wrong. It's orange. This is what I looked like. I tried using I think it's Banana Boat. This to like give myself some more permanent, like, bronzing contouring of my face. Just so, you just wake up in the morning, ready to go, don't need makeup. And I did one round and I turned yellow. I was yellow, like as yellow as my shirt. I looked like I had done like a turmeric mask. And I was just like, oh, this isn't right. So instead of just putting it, the next round, I didn't put it. I put it everywhere, not just where, like, I'd put bronzer, contour, and blush and stuff to liven up my face. I put it everywhere, and that helped. But instead of yellow, I felt like I was just really orange. So then I had to put it all over, like my neck and chest and every that. I put it on my legs too because I felt like my legs weren't quite as tan. It just looked kind of funky. So I had to blend it into the rest of my body. And I just didn't like how Oompa Loompa orange it was. No. It was I got it because it was the cheapest one at Walmart. And I feel like it was the cheapest one for a reason. It's just too warm. Especially if you're trying to use it to contour your face. You're going to want something that's not quite as warm. I certainly can't use anything that's like really orange. Here, I feel like we gotta put some on my chin just to marry the two together so my face doesn't look too warm compared to my neck and stuff. And then we'll get some contouring, a little bit of contouring out of it. You know, this isn't a contour shade. Since it's darker, it will do a little something something. Okay. I look like high school Sally. I haven't put like a warming like bronzer on my face in forever. Kind of wish I knew someone that were like this would work for and I could just give it to them. Although that might not be good. Like, here, do you want some cheap Temu bootleg makeup? Hopefully I don't break out. I haven't broken out with the other Temu makeup, so we'll see. And of course this pimple doesn't count. Alright, so this next one I believe is a Tarte dupe. Specifically the Shape Tape Full Coverage Concealer. At least the packaging is exact, and everybody loves the Tarte tape. I haven't gotten it because it's $32 and I just can't justify spending $32 on concealer. I have these, which I probably should throw away at this point. I got at She Glam for like 3 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I need to chuck them. So this is the Quibest. It's one of those. But look at it. Doesn't it look like it looks like they're trying to copy it? Now, if you look at the pattern, it's not exactly the same, but it's the colors and it has the vibes. The vibes are there. All right. And they even call it lasting correcting tape. So they call it tape like Tarte does. I got shade 1, so I got the latest shade. Maybe could have gone a shade up or 2. But we'll see how full coverage this is. This will definitely work in the winter. So my face doesn't tan, but it does a little bit. It does get a little bit darker. I do get a little lighter in the winter. Okay. Just a little bit. And then we can use it to like highlight the nose area. Highlight my Cupid's bow. And we can do some little highlighting right there. And right there I feel like we're doing 2000, like 16 makeup type of stuff. It's giving me flashbacks to high school. This work, it's not quite as big, but it should get the job done. I used to do everything with my hands when I was younger, and now I just like using tools instead of my hands. I don't know. If I do feel like it is providing coverage, we should put it on that pimple. That will be the best test for this. You can see I do have concealer lips now, so it did do that. Okay, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit before blending it in. That's what I usually do with pimples. I think it helps cover them up better if you kind of let it dry down a little bit. But this has been the Tarte Shape Tape dupe. Again, I don't think it's quite as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, just from what I've seen from other people's videos of them reviewing and using the sharp tape. Sharp tape. This definitely blends out to be a little bit more sheer. So if you like more natural makeup, I don't really like heavy full coverage stuff. I don't like how it feels on the skin. I'm trying to decide to do the contour or blush. Okay, maybe blush. So I do believe that this is a dupe or an outright copy, maybe more of an outright copy of the, what's it called? It's by Milk Makeup. Here it is. It's the Cooling Water Jelly Lip Tint and Cheat Blush Stain. I even feel like the packaging It's pretty close. Obviously, it doesn't say milk makeup, but I feel like they were, going for that. This is by the brand Soj, one of those two. And it's the water jelly tint stick, and this is 0.18 ounces, and so it's bigger. The milk tape one is 0.17 ounces, so this is bigger. And it is, here, hopefully I can put it back. You don't get a lot of product because I don't know if you can see on camera, I can see in person that the line is like right there. So you just get that much. It's not a lot, but it feels very jelly-like. I'm curious. Is it doing anything? So there's like a seal. One thing I like about the milk one is it's rounded, and I think that's better to use. This one has that flat end. They probably just poured it into this and let it solidify in this container. It's a bit of a nicer mold. But the milk makeup one is $24. Everything I got, I didn't go over, I don't think I went over $3 for anything. So I'm not really seeing a ton of pigment. I feel like I'm having difficulty getting even coverage on my lips. It kind of wants to settle into the lines of it. It's very drying too, so I don't necessarily like it on the lips, but this it doesn't look terrible, other than it is, settling a little bit. So let's see if it's any better. Maybe if I stamp it. Stamp. Maybe what I really need to do is put it on a brush first instead of putting it directly onto the skin. It's subtle, that's cute. Blend it up into my eye. It's like a little eyeshadow. So let's try this side with just doing it on a brush and then going like this. Did that do anything? So I don't know. So it's definitely not as pigmented as the milk ones. If you have a deeper skin tone, I don't know how well, especially this color, would show up. This is, they called it strawberry. It does not smell like strawberry. It kind of smells like cheap dollar store slime. It doesn't smell like anything. I'm somebody who likes blush. I like to see my blush. And this is definitely no makeup, blush. But I do think I'm able to build it up a little bit. Okay. No, I probably put too much blush on, but what's new? So I didn't buy a powder blush. So I don't really have anything to set it with. Usually I put a powder blush over a liquid or cream brush just so it will set. But I didn't get that, so we're just going to skip over that. Okay, so now I have the Olati, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Olati multifunctional makeup pen, and I felt like this was a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. They call it the Hollywood Contour Wand, and they only have light to medium. Maybe they have the darker shade range on a different listing. I hope they do. Okay. So there wasn't a lot of shade range options for this. I think there was like maybe 3. So I've never really liked the idea of this just because how do you clean it? I feel like there's bacteria and stuff is going to get onto here and then you're just going to create a mess for yourself. So, oh, it has like, it locks, you can turn it on, and then I guess the product will come up, you can squeeze it. Hello? Oh, it's coming, it's coming. You can see it. Oh. This is not brown. Did I get the wrong one? I got shade number 3. It looked like it was gonna be brown to me. This is like my, it's my tan skin color. So we're not gonna use this just because I already used this to kind of warm up my face. I guess I'm gonna show you put it here and see what it looks like on my skin. See, it's my skin color. It looked brown in the photos. I swear, I didn't want to get one too dark, so I kind of went white, but it didn't look like a skin color to me. It looked brown, like a bronzer or a contour shade. This is just pretty close to my skin color. Just what my skin color is, kind of more naturally here in the summer here. Here, I didn't blend out the pimple yet. It is some coverage. It's hard because it's so raised up. You know, it's not gonna be perfect. This smells so heavily of perfume. Oh, I do not like that. It's giving, you know, old lady vibes. You know, it's that kind of over perfumed smell. So I just kind of put it everywhere. It's like foundation. But that's kind of like common a lot, especially with skin color stuff. It's so hard on Temu to tell if you're getting the right shade or not. Just why I don't really recommend getting like skin color products, just because it's so difficult and they're definitely not inclusive within the color range. So I'm upset about the contour wand. So now the next dupe that I have is for Revolution Makeup, Revolution Beauty, and this is what it looks like. It's the Verani Luxury Powder. This is made in the United Kingdom, so it's not made in China. Or at least the company that makes it, it's in the United Kingdom. And it's a dupe for the loose baking powder, I believe. Aujourd'hui Deluxe. Yeah, Deluxe. Let me see here. So this is 1.5 ounces, and the Revolutionary Makeup one is 1.12 ounces. So this is a little bit bigger, but the packaging is very similar. Just gonna put a little in there, and then we'll use it to set. Normally what I do is I take a little smaller brush, work it into the puff that I'll work into the rest of my skin, and I kind of set my under eye area. It's because I do have some texture under my eyes, and if I just put it straight there, it will just accentuate all the lines, all the texture. It will crease, and it just doesn't look good. If I just do a little bit, it works out. And then I take the rest and I just I'll put it everywhere. Try to set the... I don't really like the packaging of this, so I probably wouldn't like the Revolution makeup packaging either, just because what are you supposed to do with the extra powder? It's a little messy for me. Alright, so we have 2 more products and then we'll be done, and I'll show you what this looks like at the end of the day so we can see how everything wears. So second to last product is a Thrive makeup dupe. You can tell, like, this is the Thrive color and everything. And I do have some Thrive, actual Thrive. This is not bootleg or dupe or copy. This is from Thrive makeup. Thrive Cosmetics, and they spell it cause. And the Brilliant Eye Brightener. This is the white Estrella, I believe is what they call the color. And this is 1.7 ounces. This is 0.49 ounces. So 0.049 ounces. You can see it's a lot smaller, and it's smaller around too. Sometimes these are on the bigger side. To try to use them as like a little liner can be difficult. I know that's what a lot of times I like to do. I'll usually use the eye brighteners in my waterline and then in my inner corner. Seems to be nice and creamy, which is good because if you're trying to use something that doesn't glide really nicely in the waterline, it doesn't feel good. I don't have to apply really any pressure to see any pigment. I don't know how well it will show up on camera because it's pink and it's really subtle, and I'm pink because I have a pink undertone. We can put it as a little bit of a highlight. And then we can do an inner corner moment. Like that. Yeah, I really liked it, and I've been wanting to get the pink one from Thrive. I do feel like this is a pretty good dupe. I don't mind that it's a little bit at least smaller around. It'd be nice if it was just as long, because then you get more product, but the smaller around, you can get more precise, more detailed with it than you can with the larger ones from Thrive. Last one, after this, we're all done, and then we'll get into the long wear test. I still feel like I can smell rich little old lady smell. So this is the NYX. I feel like this looked like the NYX oil pens. All right, so this is normally $11, so not too bad to get the NYX one. Here is the dupe. So this is 0.07 ounces. The NYX one is exactly the same. So you're getting the same product. And they call this lip oil instead of fat oil. And this is from NL Smile, right there. See the little box? And then the product itself. But it looks the same. But so this one isn't this. This one's burgundy. This one looks too brown to me. Just trying to see if I can find. I feel like maybe in a mood, the wine color is maybe the closest, but this seems darker. This is like burgundy. But I got it because I was like, I don't have anything like this in this color, and it might be good for fall. So we're gonna click. We're gonna click until I can see it. It's just so minuscule. Now maybe I don't want to overdo it, because if it's really kind of melty and liquidy. Begin in the center and smooth outwards to the corners of the mouth. Build up your desired level of intensity. I feel like that's what I normally do, start in the middle. So you can see my lips are dry. The lip tint didn't do any favors. The lip and cheek tint. Mm, I feel like it doesn't glide on the lips as smoothly. It's a little, it's a little waxy. I feel like it's kind of bleeding into my outer lip line, but it's not too bad. I definitely think I'll like this color in the fall and the winter. Of course, you have to be careful clicking it up because I don't see a way to put it back down, so you can't over click it. I don't know if the next one is that way too. I don't really like that. I like the ability to be able to put the product back. Oh, so they call this color wine as well. It's just looking at the product photos of the NYX one. Their wine color doesn't look quite as dark, but maybe if I actually got it and held it in my hands, it would be more exact. But I think I'm really gonna like this in the fall. It feels, as I said, it's waxy, so it feels like a really hydrating lipstick as opposed to like a lip oil. But mineral oil is the first ingredient. Synthetic wax, and there's paraffin, so, and then there's microcrystalline wax, so there's a lot of wax in this, so that's why it's waxy. So, but it does feel hydrating. I do feel like the dry patches are looking a little bit better. Yeah. I must have not drunk enough water. I do feel like it bleeds a little bit, but I have that problem with a lot. I don't think my inner lip line and my outer lip line is kind of like they blend together, so stuff will really bleed because I don't have a strong inner or outer lip line to kind of hold the product to my lips. A little transfer. It does transfer slightly, but really not that bad considering it's not like a, advertised as, non-transfer or a lip stain or something that, won't go anywhere. So I really like this. I do recommend these. I think I look pretty good. Let me take a closer look at like my pores and all of that. I don't feel like my texture was too accentuated by anything, because sometimes with certain products you have to worry about it making your texture look worse as opposed to better or just blending in nicely with your skin. Trying to see. There's a little teeny bit of creasing, but almost everything does that. I have a lot of like little lines and stuff under my eyes, and I've had that since high school. I've had little lines and texture and stuff that I've had to just learn to deal with. But honestly, it's not creasing as bad as some other stuff that I've tried. Overall, I think I look pretty good. Of course, we have to get into the ethics of all of this, of them just really just blatantly copying makeup packaging. So people will be, oh, maybe this is a dupe of that. Of course, there is a certain amount, like I'll see like e.l.f. kind of copy a lot of other brands' packaging, but they'll change out the colors and they'll make it, or maybe the formula of the product's a little bit different. They'll change something so it's not an exact copy, and I think that's done intentionally so they don't get sued. Kind of wonder how like this stuff works, where I guess because they call this an actual lip oil instead of fat oil, does it, then are they safe from, saying like, oh, we didn't copy you exactly, but like the color, they use that really bright neon green. They called it a silky click. And then even the font. The font's the same. I don't really necessarily understand how they get away with that. I feel like someone who's a patent lawyer, who understands the legal aspect of these patents could explain how they're kind of able to get away with just exact copying, like bootleg. I call this bootleg Temu makeup because to me it's not a dupe, like I did a video on the flower nose dupes, which I felt like weren't exact copies but had a similar vibe. These feel like exact copies. So yeah. Question the ethics of these. Naturally, if you can afford to go and get the actual products, you should go and get the actual products. Because I don't know how cruelty-free and humanely this stuff was manufactured. I also kind of wonder if it's coming just out of the same factories. So the same factories that are making the real stuff, then they are also making their cheaper version of it and then selling it on Temu. So then ethically it's all coming from the same place, so then you have to it doesn't matter if you go and get the cheaper version. There's just, but still, this has been fun to do. This makeup was definitely a lot more affordable than going and getting the real things. Here, maybe I'll add everything up so we can compare what I spent at Temu, and then if I had bought the real ones, what that would have been. My guess, well over $100. Maybe even over 200. We'll see. I'll put it here and then we can compare. So definitely cheaper. And as stuff gets more and more expensive, and then you also have shrinkflation where people they're keeping the same product packaging, so it looks like it's the same. But then when you look at the ounces, stuff is getting smaller, so there isn't as much product. And that happens, the economy isn't doing so well, at least here in the States. Buying stuff from cheaper places like Temu and Shein and all of that just becomes more and more alluring for people. And same with even like the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree just keeps raising their prices, and you can still find stuff for under $1 on Temu. So what I do when I go to the dollar store, I have the Temu app and I just see if I can get it the same thing for cheaper on Temu before I actually buy it. So I'm just being as careful with my money as possible. But obviously I will not judge you for buying cheaper stuff off Temu. I know that's what a lot of people can afford. I don't have a lot of disposable income, and I'm paying for these videos myself. This is just like a hobby for me. So Temu is like what I can afford. And mostly I've only gotten the makeup stuff for videos. If I wasn't making these videos, I don't think I'd be getting makeup. I would just be sticking to, cheaper Walmart makeup and stuff like that. But I've been pleasantly surprised with the makeup that I have tried from Temu, so it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. But I did get some foundations and some concealers out of this, so I should probably throw away the ones from Shein. Shein. I don't know how to pronounce anything. Because I got these, 2020, 2021. And I'm probably asking to be broken out. So we'll toss those so I don't have to worry about that. I think the thing that I really liked the most would probably be these two. I really liked this. I do have questions about how universally flattering it is. So, if you have I would say medium light to light, it would work. I have questions about what it will look like on deeper skin tones and because when it pumped out and then you blended it, it very much gave, lighter foundation color. And I worry about how universal flattering this is. But these, I really like these. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Probably will lay off. I need to use the makeup that I have. Need to stop buying makeup, that's for sure. I pledges to buy no more makeup. Actually, I've already bought something that was going to be for another video. But it's not from Temu, so. But I pledge to buy no more makeup for the rest of this year. Because I need to use what I have so it doesn't expire. And then I just have to throw it away. And I hate that. It's incredibly wasteful. But a lot of times, especially with face products, I can't get through them fast enough. It's just, I have eyeshadows that are I feel like they're definitely 10 years old. I haven't thrown away. I should probably throw them away, but I feel too bad throwing them away. And that's why I didn't get any eyeshadow for this video, because I don't need any more eyeshadow. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.